The Tale of the Cauld Lad of Hylton. This tale was first recorded in 1895 in Joseph Jacobs' English Fairy Tales. There are two theories on the origin of the Cauld Lad named in this tale. The first is that the Cauld Lad is a Brownie, the household spirit from Scottish and Northern English folklore, who guards and protects the home and helps keep things in order. The second is much darker, that the Cauld Lad is the ghost, or rather the Poltergeist, of one of Hylton Castle's stableboys, Robert Skelton. In the ghost version, the boy reveals that his body's been dumped in a nearby well, and that he is cold where he lies, hence the name of Cauld Lad. The tale itself contains elements of both of these versions. The behaviour of the Cauld Lad is rather like that of a poltergeist, with him throwing things around, and the fact that he wants to leave the castle. However, the way they ultimately banish the Cauld Lad reads more like the classic Brownie or house elf story. The Hylton of the title refers to North Hylton in Sunderland, England, where Hylton Castle, or Hylton Hall as it's sometimes known, is located. The story is alleged to have really happened in the 16th or 17th century. Are you sitting comfortably? Then I'll begin. The Tale of the Cauld Lad of Hylton. Once upon a time, up at Hylton Castle, there lived a Brownie that was the most contrary and mischievous Brownie that you ever did hear of. At night, after the servants had retired to their beds, he would turn everything topsy-turvy. He'd put sugar in the salt cellars, pepper in the beer, and even emptied chamber pots onto the floor. He would throw chairs about, upend tables, rake out fires, and do as much mischief as you could imagine anyone can possibly do in the space of a night, and then some more. Sometimes he would even scream and shout at the top of his eldritch voice. However, sometimes the Brownie would be in a good mood and not make even the tiniest of messes. In fact, sometimes he would even help around the kitchen, putting things away and tidying up. You see, the thing is that Brownies, like the rest of us, like to be treated with respect. They do not like to be ignored or taken for granted, or else they really will make their displeasure known. The best way to placate the Brownie and keep his chaotic behaviour in check is to leave out a glass of milk, a bowl of cream or porridge, or a honey cake for him. After all this mess had been going on for a while, with the Brownie seesawing between being naughty and good, the cook decided to stay up late one night to see exactly who was behind all the mischief. So, what did the cook see? Well, he saw a strange little creature, half man and half goblin, with pointed ears and a hairy hide, swinging to and fro on the spit over the fire. The Brownie was talking sadly to himself, saying, woe's me, the acorn's not yet fallen far from the tree. That's to grow the wood, that's to make the cradle, that's to rock the bairn, that's to grow the man, that's to lay, he means banish, me, woe's me. The cook took pity on the poor Brownie and asked the nearest henwife, as you do because they know everything in folk and fairy tales, what they should do to free or send the Brownie away. The henwife tells the cook that sending away a Brownie is in fact a very simple thing to do. You see, Brownies like their valuable service of guarding and keeping our houses to be rewarded with foodstuffs, dairy and cakes in particular. They despise the idea of being paid in anything else, particularly clothes. To them it's frankly offensive, and they tend to get so uppity about it that they'll not only withdraw their protection, they'll vacate the house entirely, leaving it open to all sorts of other supernatural creatures or dangers. So the henwife tells the cook the best way to get rid of the Brownie for good is to pay him for all his hard work with a piece of clothing. A trope that's found in quite a few other fairy tales too, like the elves and the shoemaker. The cook arranged for one of the local tailors to create a hooded cloak of Lincoln green. Now that's a very specific colour that's associated with another fairy-like, green man-like character, Robin Hood. So this cloak was then placed by the hearth while the cook stealthily observed from the shadows. The Brownie arrives and soon sees the Lincoln green cloak, which he puts on. He's actually rather pleased with it. He pulls up the hood, then twirls about and dances about. The Brownie says aloud, likely knowing that the cook's been watching him, I've taken your cloak, I've taken your hood, the Cauld Lad of Hylton will do no more good. And with that the Brownie vanished and was never seen or heard from ever again. Thanks for watching, see you in the next video.